Hey Jack Squad, how everybody doing? Hope all is well, and I hope you're making it happen for yourself. You got to make it happen for yourself. Happy day before the weekend. It's a holiday weekend. What y'all doing? Drop down in the comments and tell me what y'all doing, what y'all doing, what y'all doing, right? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And all of my social media stuff is down in the description box. Let me say this. I'm going to talk about my shows. I ain't talked about them because I really ain't had time and other stuff was going on. But I got to talk about my shows. It's 4 of them, right? I'm going to talk about 2. And I may talk about 2 more tomorrow. And I'm talking about my shows, right? And they, all of them is in Atlanta, except for Love and Hip Hop Miami. Now, I watch these shows. I don't know if y'all watch them. I watch them, right? So, it's Married to Madison. Now, until Huntsville come out, I think next week or something, on the 9th or something like that, September. This September now? Yes, next week. So, today is September. Today is September 1st. It is. Oh my, the time has flown. So, Married to Madison is my favorite. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Even though Real Housewives of Atlanta sort of kind of giving the same thing, I kind of wish they would revamp that. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop Miami. Right now, I'm going to talk about, what do my notes say? I'm talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I'm going to talk about it up to this point, right? I ain't going to put no specifics on it because one thing leads to the other, right? And what I'm going to start with is the Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa beef. Now, I didn't know that they had grew to be almost best friends or close friends or sisters or whatever, right? But they had a falling out, and a lot of the ladies are upset at this point when they come back. When they come back this season, because Heavenly has a YouTube channel, which I've watched a couple times when she first started. I don't watch it because of this, right? I thought it was just me. But she talks about the cast, which have now turned into her friends, and she talks about them negatively. Now, she says it ain't nothing that ain't already out there. That's fine. You can know that my friend is this, and that, but I'm not going to talk about it in a negative light. You see what I'm saying? And Heavenly seems to not get it, but I think she not gets it on purpose. You're too smart of a girl to not get it, right? So, last season, Contessa and her husband was going through some, and looked like Contessa might have was going to divorce. Seemed like she might have had did the paperwork or something, right? I think so. And then during the reunion, just as they did with Cecil and Simone, they was talking them out of it and talking to them. So I followed them on social media, so I knew they weren't divorced because I followed them on social media, and they looked pretty happy. Contessa's upset because, and rightfully so, is that Dr. Heavenly goes on there talking about him and laughing about him. See, that's what you don't do as a friend, right? And that's what she does, and she does it to all of them. But she really laid heavily on Contessa, which surprisingly, I didn't know that they were like best friends or good friends or whatever, right? So Contessa decides to have a intervention. Now, I didn't see nothing wrong with the intervention, but all the ladies was like, ooh, this is going to be bad. I didn't see nothing wrong with the intervention. A friend group getting together, telling a friend what they don't like and let's fix it. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. But especially Quad was saying Heavenly was going to feel attacked. Well, I don't understand why they always guard Heavenly's feelings, but she don't care nothing about theirs. That's obvious. We see it. The world see it, right? And so Quad said that this is not gonna be good. So Dr. Heavenly bounces in. They did it at Contessa's house in her movie room, right? These ladies have such fabulous homes, and they did it at her house, right? And so they were all there, and Contessa had on one of Heavenly's wigs. Heavenly has a wig. She has a beauty supply. I haven't got there. I'm going to go there probably in the near future. And just check her out. It's in Marietta, so it's about 30 minutes away, 20 minutes. And I'm going to check it out because they say her wigs are really, really, really cheap. And as y'all know, I love me a good old wig, right? Now, y'all don't remember this for the new people. Y'all don't remember this for my beginner subscribers. Y'all remember her? This is Jasmine. Remember? This is my first one I started wearing. Right? I liked it so much, I bought two. So, I love a good wig. Everybody know I love a good wig. I've been loving wigs before folks really started liking wigs. I love a good wig. I like to change it up. I get bored with the same look. So, anyway, she even had on one of her wigs. She said she supported her, right? Well, they started it, and Heavenly immediately went off, right? Immediately, without even giving everybody a chance to say. She immediately took to defense, right? And her and Contessa got into it where I thought they was going to go to blows. Because Heavenly talks tough. She talks real tough. Like, she talks tough. I don't even think she ever had a fight, but she talks tough enough to, you might think she could throw her hands, right? But I know that Contessa is tough. She's a military girl. She's big, she's strong, right? So anyway, they were arguing and the ladies got into it. And, Contessa was crying and Heavenly just wasn't trying to hear it, right? And said, ain't everybody know and this and that. But she didn't get it. You just don't talk about your friends. And so Contessa left. I wouldn't have left. This is my house. She left out the room, took her clothes off, put them I ain't leaving out of this is my home. We're going to resolve this now. Well, Heavenly left, but then when she left, it was so funny. Everybody started leaving. Heavenly couldn't get her car. She was in the way of everybody because she lost her key or something, or her key started electronically or something, and her husband had to get it started. But then, from that point, they went to Montego Bay, right? No, I'm talking about Married to Medicine. Sorry about that. I'm thinking about, what's the name? So, after that, from the Married to Medicine, after they had that big blow up and everybody talked about it. And Quiet was saying that Heavenly has one more time and then it will totally lose friendship to talk about her, because Heavenly is also going around saying that Quiet, what was she saying? That Quiet sleep with married men? And she kept promoting it, she kept talking about it, she kept talking about the different people. Like, you don't do that with your friends, right? And if that's the case, if you think that, then you talk about it with your friend, right? So Quiet said she had no more terms with her. She had no more terms with her. So, and she always talks about Toya and her finances. Like, what I don't understand with Heavenly, you're doing great, you're doing fine. Boom. Why do you feel the need to speak so harshly on the ladies that you in a group with getting money with? Like, I can see y'all wasn't friends at first, but now you are. And also Heavenly introduced another girl. She's the husband. She's a lawyer and her husband is a dentist too, right? But anyway, so that they got a couple that's a friend of the group. But she doesn't talk about, now she did something to Simone too, because Simone wasn't really fooling with her either. And I know what it was. Simone feels like Heavenly came in between her and Jackie's friendship. But now I'm pleased to say that Jackie and Simone are back besties, right? And what I didn't know was that Jackie is 64, Simone is in her 50s, and so is Dr. Heavenly. They look good, but Jackie looks exceptionally well, right? To be 64, she looks good. Never thought that. And so they call themselves the Golden Girls or something like that, right? But so Jackie and Simone are back friends. But at any rate, they plan a trip to Vegas. They want to bond and bring it together. And at some point, while they were in Vegas, and they were at the table, they had a good time, Dr. Heavenly looked like sincerely apologized to Contessa with tears. Now, I don't know if the group got to her or what happened, because she said she spoke individually, but Heavenly always apologizes and does it over. So I don't know, at that point, right? Well, they have a good time. They come back from Vegas, tell their husbands they have a good time. Dr. Simone has a dinner at her home with Dr. Contessa and her husband, Dr. Heavenly and her husband, and Cecil and Simone. Well, it went all awry. And then, this is the part. Daddy don't never say too much. Oh, buddy, that's okay, buddy. Buddy, don't do that. Now, when Dr. Heavenly had told him about the trip and what happened, he said, well, you can't keep talking. You know, he's very low. His tone is low. He doesn't say much. You know, look like an easy guy to get along with, right? Well, we see Daddy put his foot down on this episode. This last episode. Is this the last one? He puts his foot down, right? Yeah. He puts his foot down, right? Well, it was the one before the last one. He puts his foot down. And he says that they were all at the table talking, and he talking towards, I'll say, Dr. Contessa, and says, I'm tired of this petty mess y'all got going on. Of course, Heavenly didn't say a thing, but Contessa said, oh, no. This is a real thing. It's not a fake thing. This is a real thing. You know, she was trying to explain my feelings I hurt. As she's talking, Dr. Heavenly says loudly, and I can't cuss, shut the F up. Don't you see the man is talking, blah, 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 blah. Heavenly, that's your job to listen to him. That ain't everybody else's job to listen to him, right? And they both had told each other, shut the F up, Heavenly and Contessa, right? And then Contessa stood up. Now, you know, once somebody's sitting and they stand up, that means some action about to go on, right? Some action about to happen. Well, Daddy, this is what I don't like people that say stuff and then can't confront what they just said. Like, let's get it out. It's out now. I get it if you don't say nothing. You just want to keep the peace. But if you say something, air it out. He immediately got up from the table and left, and of course, so did Heavenly. But you started it, and you don't let her finish her feelings, right? So they said goodbye. So Cecil, being the guy that he is, went out there and talked to him. And Daddy said, listen. And I'm like that, too. He's like, I don't like to get mad because it stays with me. And I'm like that. I don't usually get mad. And if I do, it does stay with me. I probably told y'all that before, 2-3 days. And I be on some, I wish so-and-so would. And, you know, I'm just in it and like it and want to be there. So I get what he was saying. Now, even though he was he had some words with Heavenly and very upset with her, he still opened the door for her. She got in the car, right? And he said, you don't ever say this when I say hush or shut up. I can't remember which word he said. I want to say he said shut up. You're supposed to shut up. And she said something else, and she said, well, he said, see, there you go, right? So he put his foot down. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall when they got home. And when they got in the car, he said, just be quiet. We're not going to talk. I need time for myself. All right? So Daddy put his foot down. But before they left, Contessa said, you're taking your wife's side, right? And he said, no. But in actuality, he was. Because Heavenly is the starter of all the stuff. And, you know, like Daddy said in the car, everywhere we go, when we're around your friends, is you, basically, he said, right? So he put his foot down. So we'll see if there will be a change. On the last episode, now I had never heard of this. It's very expensive too. That's probably why I never heard of it. I don't, you know, I guess some people need it. The O shot, I had never heard of it. And it cost like $2,300. Did she say $2,300? I think so. $1,500 to $2,300, something like that. I know she didn't say $23,000. But anyway, the O shot. Well, Jackie was generous enough to give all the ladies that wanted one, give them one for free, right? And I think what it does is tighten up your vagina muscles, I'm gonna say, but they put it in your clit. Now that for me would be a no. It just would be a no. Whatever shape is she in, that's the shape she gonna stay in, right? But you know, there's other things you can do, Kegels and sit in a tub. I don't know, but you know, you got money, you find ways to spend your money. That's what that is for me. It's just people that got money find ways to spend their money. So there are some people that's doing it or wouldn't be on the market. But anyway, Married to Medicine, I wanted, prior to the Heavenly apology, I wanted Heavenly off the show because she causes too much distinction. Now, I haven't watched her YouTube channel, but I think they say she has stopped talking about them. I'm not sure. But for a minute, Heavenly, and this might be recent, Heavenly and Toya was having a Twitter beef. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about Toya and G9. You know, they're on their 17th house. And the last house was supposed to be their dream house. They put their names in the cement. And then before they was in the house 6 months, they was going to sell it because the market went up and they could make $1 million. Like, I don't understand them. I don't know how many seasons they've been on, 10, 11, 12, whatever. Every year they're in a new house. They buy a house, then they go rent a house. Then they buy a house, and they go rent a house. Like, Toya's going to, she's going to give Eugene a heart attack. I hope that don't happen. I'm not going to do it. But she works him to death to fulfill her dreams. And I get it. I'm trying to fulfill my little baby dreams, right? But to my expense, not to the detriment of my husband. And I wouldn't do that if I had one, right? But I think it's foolish to keep moving from house every season, every 6 months, every 9 months, every 12. No longer than 12. Maybe I'm going to give it 18 they stay in the house. I don't believe they ever stayed in one that long. I think it's foolish. I think it is so foolish, especially that when you had built from the ground. And I think for Toya, because she's the only one that's not a professional, all the ladies on there are professionals, all the men. Even though Kurt has retired, and I don't know, Cecil, I think he's in real estate or something. But for the most part, they're all professional, college-educated folks. I don't know if Toya's went to college, and I think she may feel a little insecure. So to make her feel level with them, she wants the bigger, bestest house. And she probably had it until Anila built hers down the street or around the corner. And Anila was initially her friend. And I think a lot of times, people like Toya, Dr. Heavenly, they feel they have something to prove. You've already arrived, sis. You there. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. But I think that because Toya's in a, I don't want to call it a cycle, but they say that they're bad money managers and they owe this and owe that and owe this. But I guess so if you keep going from house to house to house to house. Whew, it's a lot just saying it, right? So, anyway, Married to Medicine is my favorite show. Now, I think when it's on, it's first. When Love and Marriage Huntsville comes on, it's second. But you know, the dynamic has changed so on Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? And it's a major, major, major beef. And I'll talk about that another time. But, again, I love seeing successful black folks. It's motivating. It's exhilarating. It's exciting. What we see is real life because people talk, you know, and especially if you weren't friends. Like for me, I have new friends, old friends. But I would never talk about my friends, period, right? I may discuss something with another friend, but just talk about them badly, I wouldn't do that, especially not publicly. But I love, like I said, I love seeing successful black people. I just do. Beautiful, successful black people. It motivates me. I like seeing it. You know, sometimes it can get messy, a little too messy, because the doctor, I forgot to mention this, Dr. Karen, which is Anila's husband, they had a Halloween party. I forgot whose house the party was at. And they made fun of Toya and Eugene by coming dressed as movers with the U-Haul truck and everything, right? They didn't see that as funny. Now, Toya said a little something, but Eugene was furious. And I think he's furious because it touched a nerve, hit dog holler, right? And him and Karen had some words, and they went axe throwing. And before that, it looked like they was going to have a fight. But, you know, it all mellowed out. But, yeah, Married to Medicine is my show. It's my ish, right? So, y'all check it out. I hope that Heavenly's apology is sincere. But well, we know it wasn't. That's right, we know it wasn't because they had a blow up again. So this is gonna be something in the next episode. So like I said, I'm Heavenly apologized, and then she takes it all away with her mouth, right? So anyway, y'all, that's that on the Married to Medicine. I think the next one I'm gonna upload is Real Housewives of Atlanta because it's a lot going on. It's a lot because at first it was kind of slow. That's why I wasn't talking about it. But it's heating up. And it's a lot of... See, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you when I get to that part. Because I won't keep you going. It's too mean. It's one thing to be messy. It's another thing to be mean. That mean is a whole different creature. Right? But anyway, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the button. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. My goal... Thanks, new subscribers. My goal is to 3,000, and I'm slowly reaching that. That's my short-term goal. My long-term goal is to 5,000. I'll be happy, right? So anyway, y'all, be cool and be good, and stay out.